What's still got some good in it? Better than starting from nothing.
Not while I'm in town.
Yeah, have a wee gamble.
Not a bad
Shame that.
Go one more?
All finished, are you?
left, you ask?
Not while I'm in town.
I'll work on that later. Pack protect you.
My magics await your return.
Stars guide you.
All finished, are you?
Not while I'm in town. There's a lighthouse out on the rocks. But why is its beacon unlit? I'm out of spirit. I need more spirit. I need more spirit. I'm low on spirit. I need more spirit. I must wait a moment. more spirit. I'm out of spirit. I need more spirit. You will never harm another soul. Not while I'm in town. I need more time. I need more time. I need time to do that.
I feel like my experience, like, and then afterwards there was like an open panel with a bunch of women from DGG who all came on, and they all, and like a bunch of them actually, except for like, it was just me and one other person who were saying, I don't feel like I've ever had a problem. And like, I really haven't, not really, but like some of these other people I guess have, which makes sense. And, but I've been here since like 2017. Maybe it's because I work and don't really interact that much, except for when the server came out. But like, are you still actively working on the anti-misogyny arc, or is that just a thing that you kind of...
No, we were past that. We've cured misogyny in my community. No, I mean, it's something we focused on a lot at one point. I think the community got quite a bit better at it, and now I'm not like, it's not like an active campaign, but it's always something I like look out for. That I look out for. I'm looking
Yeah,
out for.
okay.
So if I see like crazy misogynistic comments, like I'll ban that, or people say weird shit, we'll ban that. But it's not as much a problem as it was like a year or two ago, when it was like getting insane. I mean, I'm sure there's still some that I don't see, and I probably do it every now and then. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, you probably don't remember this, but I went back a long ass time ago and I watched one of your videos when you were playing DayZ, because I had started playing DayZ at the time, and I looked at your chat and you ran into a girl and she was talking to you on voice chat in the game, and people were spamming like some really ridiculous shit. Like this was from, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years ago probably. You would know better than me. Like back when you were playing DayZ, or like you started playing DayZ again. You decided to jump back into it just to see what it was like after however many years of not playing it. So I mean, I don't know. Like it's definitely gotten better. It's gotten more literal as well too. So
sure.
I mean that's good, but
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was, for the whole N-word arc, you essentially told Trihex after he got mind f***ed by Hassan that you weren't going to stop saying it even though he asked you as a friend, and that was because it compromised your values in some way?
Yeah, and because there's nobody in my life that I would let choose to say, what the f choose, like, my vocabulary when they're not around me. That's wild.
Okay. Oh, well,
Especially
that's
for
not
a
like
prolific N-word enjoyer such as myself.
yeah, for sure, absolutely. That's not like a problem. I'm not even here to argue about that. My
Good,
question
I'm
was
glad.
kind
I
of
wouldn't even
to push
entertain
you
the
on it.
argument. Yeah,
Okay,
push me.
cool. Awesome. Yeah, I want to push you on that.
Yeah.
Let's say Nathan transitioned.
Okay.
Okay. And you liked making jokes about trannies and stuff like that. And he was like, Dad,
I hope this is working because I had to pause it. Oh God. If somebody asked me this question, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Grow a pair. I hope that's what he says.
listen, I'm not very comfortable with that. Can you stop making jokes about it? Would that still be okay? Like, would that be like, sorry, son, so listen, I don't compromise my values for nobody, know how, we're getting through it anyways? Or is that an instance where...
I would say I won't do it around me. Why would anybody have an entitlement to somebody's language, man?
It's like a comfort.
Comfort what? You don't know what the f you're doing when you're not there?
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but it's like a... I think Hassan's argument of just lying about it, I think, was fine. Why not
No,
just lie
that's
about it?
cringe. I think we should be able to accept and confront reality in all of its realities, okay? Not this, like, oh, I'm gonna pretend that every single time I'm not around people, they're like the nicest, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's stupid. I don't like that.
I mean, that's fair. I don't think that's wrong. I just asked because I went through something kind of similar where instead of doing what you did, I essentially said, oh yeah, for sure, you're my friend. I just won't say it anymore.
Yikes,
I don't
bro.
think... Listen, dude, I don't think you're wrong. I think, you know, honoring your values and stuff is fine. I just don't think I'm wrong either for choosing to respect something my friends asked me to do.
Really? Do you think lying is one of your values?
Yeah, why not?
How do you think your
Lying's
friends would care if you care, or how would they feel if they knew you lied?
I think that they just won't know that I lied.
Okay, so that's okay with your values? What if they heard you say that now? What if they had a conversation with you and they said, would
they
you
don't
lie
like
about
this
it, or would you stop doing it? Would you lie about that too? Now you're like in a never-ending pool of lies.
Yeah, but what's wrong with lying?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's
Yeah, what's wrong with
bad.
lying?
Well,
I hate that.
What's wrong
What's
with
bad about
lying?
lying?
Sure. What's
Yeah.
wrong with lying is that language is one of the cornerstones, one of the most important things of all human development, and the entire social network that we built up around each other relies on us being able to take each other's statements at face value. If society was built around the idea that everybody could lie at any point in time, it would be like probably the single most destructive thing that could ever happen in society. Truth is an incredibly important element of language and communication.
So then if I asked you right now if you lie, period, would you say yes or no?
I probably do, yeah.
Okay, so doesn't that then mean like, oh, well then he can lie at any point of time, and doesn't that just fall into the
No,
category?
do you
of-
think that there's a difference between defending the principle of lying versus saying that sometimes you make a mistake and you lie?
I mean, I guess yes, but my argument.
Like, you understand the difference between like peeing on the toilet seat on accident and defending the principle of pissing all over the toilet, right?
Okay, yes, I do understand the difference.
You were a fool to trust me.
I mean, I guess you're not wrong in some ways. But
I'm not wrong in any way ever.
shut up, dude. God, you're so cringy. I swear. I hope you're really good. All right, let's see. The second thing I gotta ask you is, so you mentioned that talking to women at the gym and then giving them an out is like an acceptable way to like, potentially hit on somebody and talk to them. My question to you is, how many women do you know prior to being famous? This isn't like an attack on you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just genuinely curious.
I mean, honestly, not many, but I was also like in relationships the whole time. So when I was 15, there was a girl that I like teenage hooked up with. Like we only made out after school every day. We didn't go any farther because I was a fucking actual virgin. Then I dated one girl when I was 15 for like a couple of weeks, and then I dated. Okay, hold on. There was a girl that I hooked up with after school. Then I dated her friend for a couple of weeks. Then she found out she was a lesbian, and then I dated her friend for about 3 years, I think. That was my first wife. Then after that, I dated I dated Rachel, who was my kid's mom, and then that was another 2 or 3 years, and then after that, I got into streaming. So I was always in relationships like 14, 15. So I don't know if I would have been single if I would have had different like.
Well, then I guess my second question would just be like, how many women do you think do you pick up without them knowing? This is also under the assumption they don't look you up or stuff like that. So like we can't like know that information, but like without
right now,
like,
probably
I
almost
could be
nobody. But I'm also like I'm not trying to pick up anybody.
Okay.
My whole life like revolves around work, and then if I'm traveling anywhere, then people are probably going to know who I am because I'm at like events or I'm at shows where people know who I am, right? I imagine like if I wanted to try picking people up, the most recent art that I would have done it on is I think now it's kind of cheating, but the place I get the most attention is usually girls in airports because people will see my hair and they'll make a comment like, oh, I like your hair or whatever. Like that's like the most common random comment I get. But
okay.
Yeah.
The reason I just asked this is just because I know that you mentioned at like a prior point, like when I first started watching and stuff, there was a situation talking about enthusiastic consent, how a lot of men are this technically by the standard of like going across like enthusiastic consent and like talking about it and like not being super pushy and stuff like that. And you seem to hint that you may have been like under that category as well. And my question to you is, how do you get out of being under that category? Because I kind of went through like a phase of being like a fucking boy for a little bit, and I noticed myself doing a lot of like really toxic things, and I still kind of fall back onto that on occasion. And it seems like maybe you're not so much into like those boy areas anymore.
I mean, I like to think I'm not.
Yeah. So how do you get out of that?
I mean, it generally
and,
just involves like being like probably relatively straightforward with the girls that you talk to.
Okay.
Like if you find that you're like flexing or not flexing, I'm sorry, bending the truth, or you're telling somebody something you think that they just want to hear because it increases your chance of them, that's probably not like a good thing. That's like fuckboy, right?
Fair enough. It is like it feels shitty, but like also at the same time it does, like, I will acknowledge, feel bad to just be like, hey, listen, I'm only interested in you for sex and that's it. Knowing that it will tank my chances of talking to that individual.
Well, I mean, it depends on what they're looking for, and it depends on what you're looking for. It depends on your percent.
Yeah.
Like when I was in California and I was on Tinder, like I had decent success rate hitting on people without them knowing who I was. Because when I was in California, I was trying to find girls that weren't into the online shit. But like every message that I sent on Tinder started off with like, hey, just, I'm only looking for like short hookup stuff. Like I'm in a relationship. Are you interested? I think like probably like 30 to maybe 30-40% of girls would unmatch me immediately, even though I had it in my profile, and then the conversation would start from there. But it's better to, I think it's better to do that than to try to like maneuver your way through if like all your interested.
I think I just had a misunderstanding of the situation that you were going through, because the way I thought it was like, yeah, no, I walk up to these women and I go, hey, listen, I just want sex, and then they were like, yeah, absolutely, this is the way to go.
No, fuck no, never. There might be some people that can do that, but not right now.
Yeah, knowing that it's like a 30-40% is like closer to like what I've experienced as well, trying to just be more upfront about situations and stuff like that.
Oh,
Sure, and that's after all the girls that won't match with me because I have that like looking for short-term stuff in my Tinder profile. So.
Okay, for sure. Okay, the third and final thing.
Wait,
is
I
a bit
left a
more
yellow
philo-
on the ground. Where?
Oh my god, dude, that's so
Sorry.
fucking
Shut
crazy.
up.
Okay, listen, dog. I'm a necromancer, level 50 already, so get on my level, dog.
Anything but
It's not
see
hardcore,
now
though, so
like
you
that. Enough is enough.
Final question is like a bit more
is
philosophical.
marred by sin.
So, I took
No,
shrooms
he wouldn't go that
a
far.
while ago.
You
And
know
during
what
that
must be
trip,
done,
I kind of
Ratman.
laid there.
If you do
cocooned
not
up
do it,
in like a
we
bunch of
will.
blankets and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kept
Do
thinking
you
of
have
like,
the will
how
to
could I
see
ever
it
love a
through?
woman
Do not question my faith.
if
will
I
face this.
you just
love
never
your
would
mom?
under. Yeah, well, no. If I just don't know what it's like to be a woman, and so I had to question myself whether or not I was gay for like 30 to 40 minutes during the entire trip. And so my question to you is, how do you know who you are?
It's deep
Like, how
as
do you know
fuck.
your thoughts are truly your thoughts and not just thoughts that you have, because they either make you feel good or because those are thoughts that you think you should have?
Bro, I don't know. There's not gonna be an easy answer to that question.
Yeah, I know. I've been talking to a lot of my friends a lot about this recently, and I was just curious if you had any insight.
I feel like to analyze this, you would have to look at like the particular thought you're thinking. Like for instance, if this was like a career choice, the way that I would analyze that would be a lot different than if it was like a partner choice, right?
Let's think about it as like a more internalized thing rather than like a career choice or something like that. Like more like your base values of like, oh, let's say I'm not homophobic, but am I only not homophobic because I choose? I think it's like the right thing to do, or do I genuinely believe that it's okay to be gay?
I don't know, then think about it. I usually try to test my like mindset with like hypotheticals to see like how comfortable I feel with everything. So like for homophobic or transphobic, those are really good questions. When I think of like, am I homophobic or transphobic or anything, like I'll usually start thinking of, hold on.
Okay.
Okay. What I usually try to think of is like, I'll try to be more proximate to the thing to figure out like how I actually feel about it. So let's say I'll be like, okay, actually, you know what? I think gay people are chill. I'll try to think like, well, how would I feel like if I had a friend that came out as gay? Would that like change my relationship with him at all? Or maybe I'll think about like, what if my son was gay? Would that change how I feel about him? Would I be okay with that, right? And sometimes when you start testing on those grounds, hypothetically, you can stumble into some things where it's like, oh shit, like I realized that there is like a lot of stuff here that I wasn't fully aware of before just by kind of like bouncing around some hypotheticals, you know? Yeah, you can do the same thing with a lot of other things too, like career choices. Like if your parents like are, if you think you're going to school to be a lawyer or whatever, and you don't know if you want to do it, if your parents want to do it, you think like, what if my parents wanted me to do something else, would I still be here? Or what if my parents want to be a doctor, would I have been pre-med instead? Like, I mean, you can kind of, yeah, I don't know, like thinking through like a lot of hypotheticals or thought experiments will help you.
My friends kind of gave me a slightly different answer, which was kind of just have conviction in your thoughts of just, you're believing something, so you should just believe that you truly believe it instead of like.
Yeah, but that's boring.
It didn't really make me feel good.
Yeah, because like you can have a lot of conviction for shit. Like people, look how much conviction people have over their religions, and it's like, what's the biggest predictor of the religious denomination you're in? It's your fucking parents, right? It's not you. Like you didn't choose to be fucking Catholic. You were born into a fucking Catholic family,
and all that
bro.
shit. So.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, I talked a little bit about this to Brittany Simon for a little bit too, about like knowing who you are truly, and trying to figure all that out. And so I appreciate the insight there. Are you ever gonna talk to her again?
You know, the universe is a mysterious thing, but not that mysterious, so probably not. But
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't listen. I love her. I don't blame you sometimes, though.
Pick up the idol.
She's a great person, but as for your fucking show, dog, if you need more dudes, listen. I stream on Twitch. All right, I'm an affiliate. All right, I'll just make a Kick account real quick, and it'll just be that easy, baby. All right, keep me in mind.
Okay.
Other than that, hugs and kisses. See you later, buddy.
Love you, bud. Bye.
You recently did a video about like men getting divorced. Wondering if you changed your mind on it, or after like that debate with Alba and the lawyer, or what are your thoughts on that?
What are my thoughts?
On if men are actually disadvantaged in getting divorces, or do you think that's sort of just like a rumor, or just like something that's made up?
No, I don't think men are generally disadvantaged in getting divorces. I mean, they might be, I guess, but if there's evidence for it, I haven't seen it yet, and nobody seems to care to even try to provide any.
So I guess like what you're harping on is that there isn't like enough studies or enough evidence. I know you showed that one study
Just in terms of like all the survey, all the data, like it just seems like men tend to fare a bit better after divorce than women do. They have more money, they
Sanctuary
got a
was
higher
never
chance of getting
meant
back in
for
relationships. Like,
humankind.
Yeah, that's not what
It
I'm
was
arguing about. I
forged
think,
as a refuge
like, the
from a
whole
war
outcome thing,
between the
I
high
think that's
heavens
right.
and the
I
burning
think,
hells.
The specific
Instead,
ones that
It became a
Abba
new
and
battleground
Lord
in this
Yaroslav
eternal
is
conflict.
the
A secretive group
courts might have
called the
against
Haradrim has kept mortals
feels
safe.
like again, because
But
there's like a
now
lot of
this
studies
once
do have that one
powerful
study,
order
but
is a
it
husk
feels
of
like
what it was.
there's a lot of
And
experiences where,
Sanctuary's
like,
ancient
men will say
creators
these
have
things,
returned to
like,
claim
we're
the
having
hearts
this
of
problem.
humankind.
I guess like, yeah, it hasn't been demonstrated
This
statistically.
is the story of their
wait, what is the
downfall.
problem? Or hold on, wait, what are you asking me? Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm trying to figure out is like, do you just like, with all the men saying this, do you just like not believe what men say, or?
Well, the vast majority of men talking about this have never even been married, let alone divorced, let alone divorce or fucked up divorce. So.
So yeah, I guess the reason why I bring it up is like the one example I can think of is, let's say, for women, it's the Facetune stuff. Like that seems absolutely insane. Like, I don't know if there are any studies behind it, but like when that thing is brought up, you sort of that and you sort of accept that.
Wait, what am I accepting?
And the girl says that the Facetune stuff is detrimentally damaging to their mental health.
Yeah, there's a lot of research behind that. That's like, I think it's pretty well studied at this point that social media, like, does a lot of harm, especially with teenage girls. There's like 4 or 5 different like decently large studies on this at this point. I don't have any offhand, but that's a pretty well researched thing. But I mean, I would agree with a general claim like that probably when it comes to men too. So for instance, I think I even said this to Chris Williams. I think that in the future, although it's already kind of happened with droids, with how accessible like TRT is to a lot of people these days, I bet a lot of men are going to start to get body fucked, where you get people saying like, oh, here's like my all natty progression, 6 months, and people are getting like shredded in no time at all. That probably fucks with people's heads too.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's the only thing I want to ask about that, because like, apart from that, I think I mean, first of all, I've been like a fan since 2020, but the Red Bull stuff I think is more interesting, because just because like I feel like that's so many guys, or just like only that, like